Amelia harbored a secret profession, one she was determined to keep hidden, particularly from her grandmother, Mrs. Thompson. You see, Amelia worked as a prostitute, a path she hadn't chosen lightly, but circumstances had led her there. On a sunny day at her usual place of work, an unexpected twist occurred. Acting on a tip-off, the local police decided to raid the area. Before anyone could comprehend the situation, Amelia and several other girls were lined up on the roadside for questioning and potentially facing custody. As Amelia nervously surveyed her surroundings, hoping for a miracle to spare her from this embarrassing situation, she noticed a familiar face approaching. It was none other than her beloved Grandma Thompson, casually enjoying a daily stroll in the neighborhood sights. Amelia's heart raced as she prayed her grandma wouldn't recognize her among the group. However, Mrs. Thompson's sharp eyesight, even at her age, didn't fail her. She quickly spotted Amelia and walked over with genuine curiosity. Softly calling out to Amelia, Mrs. Thompson asked why they were all standing there. Thinking on her feet, Amelia responded,
"Oh, Grandma, you won't believe it! They're giving away fresh oranges a bit further down the road. I thought I'd stand in line and get some for us. They're said to be the sweetest."
Grandma Thompson's face lit up, her love for juicy oranges evident. She exclaimed,
"How lovely. I'll stand with you and get some for us, too,"
making her way to the end of the line. As the police officer in charge questioned each girl, he was taken aback by the variety of answers about their presence. However, the biggest surprise awaited him at the end of the line when he found the elderly Mrs. Thompson patiently waiting her turn. Puzzled, he leaned in and asked,
"Ma'am, I hope you don't mind me asking, but considering your age, how are you part of this?"
With a mischievous grin, Mrs. Thompson replied,
"Young man, it's quite easy. I just remove my dentures and suck them dry."
While riding a train through the countryside, a tired U.S. Marine, dressed in his uniform, was looking for a place to sit down. After walking from the front to the back of the train, he finally spotted a vacant seat. However, there was a slight obstacle in his way. The seat was occupied by a fluffy poodle belonging to an elegantly dressed French lady. The Marine politely approached the lady and asked, "Excuse me, ma'am, may I sit here?" The French lady barely glanced at him and remarked in a dismissive tone, "Americans have no manners. My precious FIFA sits here." Trying not to make a scene, the Marine went on another grueling journey through the train, hoping to find another free seat. Unfortunately, there was not a single available seat. He returned to the Frenchwoman and asked once more, "Please, ma'am, I'm very tired. May I sit down?" Her reply was, as before, icy, "You Americans are not only ill-mannered, but arrogant." This time, instead of responding with words, the Marine carefully picked up the poodle and tossed it out the window of the moving train. He then took his seat as the Frenchwoman began to scream for justice, her outrage attracting the attention of everyone around her. She demanded that someone stand up in her defense against this American PR. An Englishman who had witnessed the whole episode decided to intervene. He looked at the Marine and said in a calm, clear voice, "You know, sir, Americans are often wrong. You eat with your fork in the wrong hand. You drive on the opposite side of the road from us. And now, sir, you threw the wrong dog out the window." A man traveling for work in the Scottish Highlands found himself admiring the breathtaking scenery when his car suddenly sputtered and stopped. Realizing he had a problem with his car in a seemingly remote location, he scanned the area and spotted a quaint little cottage not too far off the road. Hoping for assistance, he made his way to the front door and gave it a firm knock. The door creaked open, revealing a tall, sturdy Highlander with a thick beard and a welcoming smile. "Hello there," said the traveler, trying to hide his distress. "My car seems to have given up on me, and I'm stranded. Is there a place nearby where I could stay for the night?" The hardy Scotsman, with a twinkle in his eye, responded warmly, "Of course. You're in the Highlands, after all. You can stay right here. We are known for our unmatched hospitality." Feeling relieved, the traveler entered the cozy dwelling. The interior had a simple, homely charm. From the back room, the Highlander called out, "Jeannie." Moments later, a beautiful young woman made her appearance from the kitchen. "Jeannie, could you please prepare a hearty meal for our guest? Let's ensure he gets a true taste of our Highland hospitality." The traveler couldn't believe his luck. Not only was he being offered shelter, but also a meal by such a lovely young lady. As he settled down, Jeannie served him a delicious spread that truly represented the best of the Highlands. While relishing the food, the burly Highlander stood up, stretching his arms. "Well, I must head out to attend to the cows and get the evening smoking done. Please make yourself comfortable here. And remember, our Highland hospitality is second to none." Taking this as an invitation and being smitten by Jeannie's beauty, the traveler decided to try his luck. He began flirting with her, and as one thing led to another, they found themselves in a compromising position on the living room floor. Suddenly, the front door banged open. The Highlander, having returned earlier than expected, stood there with buckets of milk in hand. His eyes widened in shock, and then anger colored his face a deep shade of red. He dropped the milk buckets, causing them to spill and create a puddle. Clearly outraged, he bellowed, "All this talk and pride about our Highland hospitality. Arch your back and take the poor man's balls off the cold floor." In a small town, there lived a couple whose lives were as intertwined as the branches of an old oak tree. Life for them was a series of adventures punctuated by the laughter and cries of their 11 children. With each child, space became more and more of a luxury. The couple adored their large family, but realized they couldn't afford a bigger house to accommodate any more little ones. One crisp morning, the husband embarked on a trip seeking advice from a trusted doctor who was known to treat both humans and mules, making him a local legend. The husband poured out his concerns about their bustling household, explaining that he and his wife were done expanding their family tree. The doctor, understanding the gravity of the situation, introduced the concept of a vasectomy as a permanent solution to their predicament. However, knowing the husband's unique background and fearing that the medical explanation might be too complex, the doctor opted for simplified and unconventional advice. Instead of explaining the vasectomy procedure, the doctor told the husband to go home, find a small firework, known as a cherry bomb, light it, put it in a beer can, and then hold it up to his ear while counting to 10. Puzzled and scratching his head, the husband, although not a scholar, was confident that fireworks and beer cans had nothing to do with preventing pregnancy. Determined to find a solution that made sense, the couple sought a second opinion from another doctor. In another consultation room, the second doctor, realizing the couple's understanding of medical procedures was unclear, gave them the same instructions. Go home, light a cherry bomb, place it in a beer can, hold it to your ear, and count to 10. Feeling a surge of confidence, the husband followed the directions to the letter upon arriving home. He placed the lit cherry bomb in the beer can, held it to his ear, and began counting. However, at the count of 5, he paused, placed the beer can between his legs, and resumed counting on his other hand. A large number of viewers watch my videos without a subscription. Therefore, subscribe to my channel so as not to miss new videos with funny jokes. Ethel was renowned for her spirited antics in the nursing home, where she added a dash of excitement to her days. Her favorite pastime involved navigating her trusty wheelchair through the hallways. Despite her advanced age, Ethel managed to zip through the corridors, occasionally lifting a wheel for an added thrill. On a particular sunny day, with the sunlight streaming through the windows, Ethel felt the familiar itch for adventure. Positioning herself in her wheelchair, she eyed the inviting stretch of the corridor ahead, and with a mischievous twinkle in her eye. Approaching a bend in the corridor, she encountered Mike, a resident known for his authoritative demeanor. As Mike stepped into the corridor, he extended his arm and sternly commanded, "Stop! Have you got a license for that thing?" Not one to be caught off guard, Ethel, always ready for some fun, reached into her handbag. After a brief search, she extracted what seemed to be a Kit Kat wrapper. With all the seriousness she could muster, she presented it to Mike, who inspected it, nodded solemnly, and dismissed her with a wave of his hand. Pleased with herself, Ethel continued her speedy journey. Harold, another resident, made an appearance. Blocking her path, he called out, "Stop! Do you have proof of insurance?" Undeterred, Ethel rummaged through her handbag once more and, with a flourish, produced a drink coaster. Harold scrutinized the coaster, then gave a satisfied grunt of approval, allowing Ethel to carry on. Victorious, Ethel continued her joyous ride, feeling the thrill of the wind against her face. Approaching the corridor leading to the front door, she faced an unexpected challenge. Craig, the most unpredictable of the residents, emerged stark naked, holding a sizable erection. Coming to a halt, Ethel sighed, "Oh, good grief, not the breathalyzer again."